Okay, so if you don't really know, judging by the title of the video, it's a different kind of vibe, right? Because I want to like kind of dive deep into the real reason why so many people spend years trading, years working on something, years trying to become successful, and then they just don't make any money, and they think they have the right to complain, right? The right to call people lucky or whatever. Well, the truth is, I think there's a fine line that separates everything in psychology. The truth is, in trading, we know psychology is what creates that fine line, but no one really talks about how to improve your psychology properly. Okay, and the way that I believe, the only way to properly recode your mind and recode the way you want to continue trading, the way you want to change your trading, the way you want to be successful is by seeing yourself as a person who is successful. In a way, you need to take control of your own life, okay, and grab the steering wheel and understand what you need to do. Okay, people are always hyper fixated on certain things within psychology, whether it's I overtrade or I blow accounts or I take bad setups. Well, instead of focusing on the miniature dilemmas within the psychology, how about you focus on the root problem of why this psychology started in the first place, okay? Because each greedy act, each lazy day, each one of these things compounds, and it all comes down to, do you want it bad enough, okay? Do you want to be successful bad enough? I worked so hard, bro. I mean, I had genuinely 2 years where I just cut all my friends off, and I wanted it so bad that I did everything in my power to change the trajectory of my life, okay? And you can't just sit there, be half-arsing trading and half-arsing psychology and blame it on other people. Psychology comes down to you, okay? And these little things like blowing accounts, all these tiny things that you think what psychology is, it's not, okay? The truth is, psychology is rooted deep down in human nature, to be honest, right? And the only way to change it is by understanding that. Okay, number one, I'm just going off completely the wing right now and what I tell my own students to do. And the biggest thing ever when it comes to changing psychology, changing the way and the trajectory of trading is psychology, right? Is understanding why. Okay, like I just said, you gotta understand that the real reason that you have these problems isn't because of trading, it's because you're a human, okay? And if you can understand the background of why you have these tiny things going on within trading, then once you fix that and once you change the way of your life, then all of those goes, okay? So the way I look at it is this, okay? Discipline is so important. If you manage to have discipline outside of trading, what's going to happen is going to come inside of trading. You look at the majority of people who are unsuccessful within trading. What do they do on the weekends? They drink, they party, what do they do in their free time? They doom scroll, right? All these little things add up, right? When you have a lack of discipline outside, what's it going to do? It's going to reflect inside. Okay, it's really, really simple. Okay. Another huge thing for me is a lot of people will not take control of their life. They don't think that they're going to be successful. Now, almost every trader compares what to success? Good psychology, okay? So if we understand that good psychology equals success, then if you don't believe you're going to be successful, you don't believe you're going to have good psychology, okay? Taking control of your life means, if, an analogy that I learned from this seminar, if you was a boat, okay, the majority of humans are just boats floating in the water, right? There's no current. They're just letting the current take them somewhere. They don't have the steering wheel, right? And a lot of people who trade, they don't have that steering wheel. They're not taking control. They're just really just seeing what comes, and they're just blaming this and blaming that. And then the same position, you can change all of that, right? By simply taking control of the steering wheel and understanding what you need to do in order to affect the whole of your psychology. By focusing and zooming in on the tiny bits of your psychology, like, revenge trading, this, that, wake up in the morning, have a cold shower. No. You need to understand that it all comes down to you and having control of your life, right? If you look at the law of attraction, you look at any law by psychologists, whatever, and you follow these laws, you'll understand that everything is in your power. We almost live in a simulation, right? The universe is a no-sum game. The only reason, the fine line that people are successful is because people understand that, right? Once you understand, the more work you put in, the more you get out, then you'll understand that's why there's levels to this game, okay? You'll notice the hardest and the most successful people in the world, they're always way ahead of you when it comes to their mind. Their mindset's the one that leads everything, their mentality, okay? So we can identify clear and active the things to do next is to what? You wake up the next day, okay? Or, after watching this video, you say to yourself, I understand that the problem I'm having isn't because of trading, it isn't because of my model, it isn't because of this or that. The reason why you're having these problems is because you haven't taken control of your life. And you understand, how can we take control of our life? By understanding that. That's like the key, right? How do you even, how do you go from someone who, is slow, doesn't have structure, to someone who does? And it's by seeing yourself as that person, right? It's the embodiment of success. If you can embody yourself as someone who is successful, you'll become successful, right? The world, the way that I like to tell everyone is the world does work in laws. There's universal laws, right? Like the law of attraction is really important, okay? What you think, your thoughts become reality, alright? So, really think of this. We are like robots, right? And every single thing that's said, everything that we say is code. So the way to change and the way to actually become successful, okay, is to understand that and then be like, okay, so what are you going to do tomorrow? You wake up, you have daily affirmations, right? That's so important. I had a notebook, right, where I would write everything down. I'd say what I'm going to become, I'd say what I'm going to do, I'd say my goals, and I'd completely fulfill them. And psychology never became a stress for me because I knew for a fact that my mind isn't molded by coincidence. My mind is molded by what I believe. Meaning that if you believe you're going to be, find psychology. If you believe you're going to be successful, if you believe, what's going to happen? It's going to come true. Because mind and thoughts create reality. And that's the biggest lesson that I've been trying to get out the whole video. And that's the thing. You once you believe that mind and thoughts create your reality, what's going to happen? Psychology, well, it's not even a problem anymore. This is what I'm trying to say. Why are you trying to zoom in on these tiny problems and fix them when you can just fix the root cause, and that root cause being that you don't have control over your own mind? How does it feel to know in yourself that at this moment, the reason why you're not successful is because you don't have control over your own mind? Over your mind, right there. And it's so easy to fix that by waking up every morning and knowing that who you can become, Like telling yourself and being confident within yourself in trading, right? And knowing that you'll have a place in the future, and knowing the most important bit, that you'll work really hard to get to where you want to be, is the most important ever advice I can give anyone. You can look at, as much trading videos as psychology videos and how to not revenge trade and how to lock yourself out, any of this BS, right? But the most important thing is to take control of your own life by starting where it all goes, your mind, right? So important. I'm low-key yapping, but I just wanted to make a little yap video. It's really important, and yeah, bro, don't give up. Biggest thing ever. Failure is designed by humans. Okay, how do you define failure? You can't. Failure is only defined by giving up. There's no scenario in the whole entire world where failures happen, because failure can never happen. Until you drop dead or give up, failure is just a non-existent poof. So you can't be fearing that, And once you get that out of the way and you understand that you have control over your own mind and you have control over your own future, what's stopping you from becoming whatever you want to become? Okay? Alright, well, peace out, guys. It's a really important video. I hope you watch it.